Hi, I'm Cameron Goodman,
And I'm Cameron Gonzalez.
and welcome to the Cam Squared podcast, where two Cameron variants talk about Loki.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about episode 3, Lamentis.
Lamentis 1 or just Lamentis?
The episode's just called Lamentis.
Oh, nice. Did you like the surprise?
Yeah, I did. In your notes last week, though, you wrote we're variants of each other, and I was
Yeah,
like, was that for me?
I didn't know if you saw it. I was like, oh, this would be good for an intro.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that this week. That's cute.
okay. Your first note is probably more interesting than mine, so you can start, and then I'll say something.
Okay, well, my first note, I tried to look up like what the hell does lamentis mean, and the only thing that came up was basically the word laments,
Oh,
which
like
means
sadness,
hmm?
like sadness.
Yeah, a passionate expression of grief, regret, disappointment, or sorrow.
I guess it do blow up.
Yeah, this episode is full of grief and disappointment. So
Frustration, anger.
lots
I,
of emotions. And then I also said they both look hot in the thumbnail for this episode, which I don't even think is like a screen cap of this episode. It just
maybe it's from like another like a take that didn't make it.
yeah, but they both look good in it.
I put lots of purple. I think I mentioned this earlier, but that's a classic science fiction color. Yeah, just because purple is kind of rare in nature. Like, when's the last time you saw something purple?
Flowers, I guess.
Flowers, yeah, but everything's green or blue. Anyway.
And then I also said this episode is only 43 minutes long, including credits, which means it's probably like 38 minutes long. And I just think that's very disrespectful.
Yeah, I think the ending of this was disrespectful. I thought there was still like 10 minutes left, and then it was the credits, and I was like, oh.
And then I was like, okay, maybe it's a post-credit scene. And we said no.
No, we sat there looking goofy as hell.
Yeah. And then I said the song that plays in the intro with the Marvel title card, whatever, is Demons by Haley Kiyoko. And I don't know, that song kind of slapped. And I said they should use it from here on out, make it the official song of Marvel Studios. Like I was just dancing. I was like, there's something in the minute. Like it was just fun intro. I don't know.
Mhm. Uh, should we talk about Sylvie going into people's heads? I
Yeah,
feel we kind of
I
figured
mean
that's
that's what the opening of this episode is, Sylvie in C20's head.
turns out.
I said C20 is kind of adorable, like when she was getting drunk with the margaritas.
I was like, is this a bit footage of me? But anyway.
Um, and I also said Sylvie and is like Wanda, because like she like changed the scenery slash fast forwarded when people weren't playing their parts right. Like anytime like C20
Yeah.
was like, hold on a damn minute, like what's going on here? She was like, anyways. So and
The
yeah.
next, where can I get the timekeepers? It looks like C20 is from, I guess, this era,
Yeah.
approximately.
Yeah. I said something about that later on when Sylvie's talking to Loki about this.
Yeah. So skip. Loki follows her through the portal, and then she immediately tries to fight him. He does a little knife toss that is in the trailer for Thor Ragnarok, but didn't actually make it into the movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I said Sylvie's fight scenes are kind of like dope as hell. Like she's
Yeah,
a much better fighter than Loki for sure.
yeah. Okay. I'll talk shit about Tom Hiddleston later.
Yeah, basically I'm kind of obsessed with her. I think she's my favorite Loki.
But not
forget
the one.
forget original Loki. I love Sylvie. She's cool. Um,
Forget the one we've seen since 2011. Fuck him.
fuck
10
him.
years of knowing him. Goodbye. Next.
Time means nothing. You can meet someone tomorrow that's your soulmate while wasting your time with this old Loki. You never know.
Are we talking
um,
about Cassie with Diddy? And
yeah, basically. And then I also said Loki got his daggers back,
yeah.
kind of like Jay-Z saying, "I guess I got my swagger back." Yeah.
Okay. You're right. Yeah. Mine skips a lot to when they get to Lamentis.
Okay, well, I said something a little before then. I said Loki and his hair flips in the middle of fights. He's always just like, I
Yes.
I said they're quite hilarious, and he stays getting his ass whooped basically. And then I also said Renslayer truly was like, just kill him. Like I don't give a fuck. I want to get rid of both of y'all anyway. I don't care if you
Yeah.
kill him.
He said, "You're Mobius's pet, not mine."
Mhm. So yeah, now you can skip ahead.
Okay, yeah. So now they're on Lamentis and they're running from asteroids or whatever. And Loki says, "You're so weird."
Didn't need to help. You're so weird.
That was pretty funny.
I
Because
said
he's
Tom
talking to
runs
himself.
funny.
Hmm?
Tom runs funny.
He does run funny. And I'm like, is this because you're tall? Like, is there like a thing like,
Arms were just everywhere.
yeah, and I'm like, is there like a thing once you get big enough, like your motor control gets kind of iffy? I don't know.
I think Usain Bolt is pretty tall, and he
Oh, well,
assisted him.
Tom's just an awkward runner then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we have to know he was like full on sprinting and not just like jogging. He could probably jog better than that.
Yeah. And I also said he calls her powers enchantment. Well, he's like, enchant, you're trying to enchant me, da 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 da. So she is an enchantress. She's just
Yes.
not quite enchantress.
She's
Sylvie loves
not yeah,
enchantress.
she's not Enchantress from the comics. I think, like what we theorized about,
Yeah.
they've combined like a Loki variant with the Enchantress character. So now, like, she's Enchantress, but she's also Loki. And
Hmm.
apparently she used to go by Loki because she said, I don't go by that name anymore, or something along those lines. And she
Yeah.
picks Loki as her name. I think Loki is a cooler name, but whatever. Oh, you say about 6'5", so yeah, scratch Tom Hiddleston just can't sprint, or Loki the character can't sprint.
It's the costume, it's a little
A little
that
tight.
variant jacket made it hard to button up
Oh,
shirts.
yeah. Back to my first note, you're so weird. He's talking to himself and he says you're so weird. And I'm like, I feel like everyone feels like that.
Okay, that's another thing. I said they're very funny together. Like this whole episode, I was just laughing at their dynamic together because it's like you said, it's like fighting with yourself. It's like everything you're hating about this person is literally you. Like,
It's like, I can't stand your bitch ass. Bitch, I'm you. Like I felt that.
I can't stand myself anyway.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then this is when I said that I think the cinematography of this episode was just top tier. Like it's amazing. And like you said, it's a lot of like purple lighting, but there's also a lot of pink and blue lighting, which is basically what we call bi lighting, which is like used by movies and TV shows to like hint that a character is bi. And later on, we do get confirmation that Loki is in fact bisexual. So, yeah, this whole episode was bi lighted.
I just figured out the bi flag like the day after the episode came out, and everyone was like tweeting the bi flag, and I was like, oh, because pink and blue are like plain girl colors, and then purple is in between pink and blue.
Here's my mind being blown because I never connected those dots. I was just like,
Oh,
ooh,
okay,
pretty colors.
cool. Okay, I was
Oh
like,
wow, that's actually quite clever. I like that.
yeah, purple's in the middle, guys.
And then one more thing I said was that I like her accent when she says what makes a Loki a Loki. I could try to do it, but
Do your
it's not gonna
impression.
be good. You want me to do my
Do it anyway.
do the voice? Um she goes like, what makes a Loki a Loki?
What exactly makes a Loki a Loki?
Nice.
I hate you for that.
Yeah, fam.
But yeah. And also I like her outfit. I know I was like, oh, it's probably like a tight bodysuit, but I like that it's not. It's not overly sexualized because I'm like tired of female superheroes and villains having like these very sensual like outfits, like boobs out. short dresses, tight suits. So I like that
Fight
her
with my
outfit
tits
is
out.
like that. You said fight with your tits out.
So let me just fight with my tits out. Like that's how the
Yeah.
costume.
I mean, like even like watching WandaVision, there's a couple parts where like the Halloween costume, her boobs are there, and I was just like, I'm tired of this. And
Yeah.
like even like Scarlett Johansson many times has been like her character is just like there to be sexy, so it's not. Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's make no sense. First of all, she's a human. She should be covered up so much, like full on tactical gear. Wanda can maybe get away with it because she's magic. It's like, bitch, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I'll still fuck you up.
Mm-hmm. And this also just made me think of Wonder Woman again, because like when I was watching the first movie, when she's running through like no man's land with her short ass dress and like her shield is like her wrist, I'm like, no.
Just butt cheeks are out. What the hell is going on, you guys? But what was I saying about? Oh yeah, Sylvie's costume. It reminds me a lot of what original Loki had on in Ragnarok, like with the,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
leather
it does look a lot like his Ragnarok
dragon
outfit.
thingamabobs. Oh, okay. So then they go try to get into that old lady's house, and there's a picture, and it looks like the American Gothic painting, and I think that's
Yeah,
nice.
the lady in Patrice, her husband. Yeah, I said, now why the fuck did Sylvie just try to knock that lady's door down? Neither of them were like, let's knock. They were both just like, let's do some fuck shit.
No lot. They said, "Here's the straight and narrow path. Let's go like this."
Like, y'all really could have just knocked, like, hello. No, he's like, let me try to be her husband, which also made zero sense because she already knew like this random girl tried to knock her door down. And then this other person's like, haha, that was so funny. Anyways, hi, darling. Like,
Yeah, like the amount of non sequiturs going on here.
like the lady was suddenly going to be like, oh my God, it's just you, my husband.
Yeah, she was like, "What the fuck, y'all think I'm stupid? Hey, no."
They're both so dumb and I love it. And then next we have the train scene, which was also really funny.
When they try to get on the train, I put Loki joins the Blueberry Brigade. Fuck. The Blueberry Brigade, because I think those uniforms look like blueberries.
They do look like blueberries. I agree. And I said that scene is quite funny, but also very sad because the rich will always be prioritized in any of these like type of situations. They're like, y'all only giving tickets out to the rich. I'm like, yeah.
Why are you surprised? If I was the guard, I'd been like, "Why are you surprised, bitch?"
But yeah, I like Loki changed into the outfit, like that transition.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Sylvie's like faces that she makes at him. They're just awesome.
Yeah. Oh, here's a question. Okay. Why is the Sylvie variant, why is she so much smarter than original recipe Loki? Do you think she's older, or do you think they just have different life experiences?
Well, they definitely have different life experiences because later on she talks about how she didn't have a mother. So if she did have Frigga, she died early in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and she's also like the TVA has been chasing her whole life. She says that later in the episode. So I'm like, her and Loki definitely have different experiences growing up. So she's had to fight more, surely. Loki just fought because he wanted to be a little brat.
Yeah, Loki's spoiled. I got it. Also, Loki, Mikey, when they were talking about their lives or whatever, Loki might be confirmed a bad partner, which makes sense because he is an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
When he was like going on about, yeah, what love is and stuff. And I'm like, you probably fucked it up every time because you're crazy.
Yeah. Also, okay, now that we're talking about like them talking about love or whatever, too many people on social media are shipping them. And I'm like, think of them as siblings, okay? Let's do that. They're think of them as twins. They're the same person. Why are y'all like What if Sylvie and Loki date? Like, they're the same. They're both Loki. What do you mean? What if they date?
What?
That's so. People just see a man and a woman on screen and they go.
That sounds like something for the original Norse myths, but not the Loki dating himself, but as a woman. That sounds like some original Norse mythology shit.
Yeah.
Not here. So.
But before they're on the train, I just like how they had to unintentionally work together to get on the train. You know, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Even if they don't plan to be a team.
Even if half of the team is incompetent and the other half hates the other half.
Incompetentness of the other half. And I wrote that Tom is quite hot this episode because I think this is when they were sitting down, like after the whole I can't ride backwards, I can't tilt my back to the door thing. After he like was sitting down with his helmet like on his side. I don't know. He just looked good with like that blue like turtleneck type thing. I don't know. I like men in turtlenecks. I don't know.
When he said I can't ride backwards on a train, it reminded me of my dad. He's like a weird thing about like when we go to a restaurant, he's like sit in a certain spot. I don't know.
Yeah, my mom's like that with movie theaters. We have to sit like on the aisle seat and near the exit. Which like makes sense, safety, but
yeah, no, it's not a safety thing with my dad or Loki, obviously. He's just like, I don't want to go backwards on the train.
Yeah. And then they have their conversation, like I said, about their upbringing. And I don't know, that part made me kind of sad just because like Loki talking about Frigga and just how much she like loved him, tried to show him that she loved him, even though he was adopted, even though he didn't know. Like she believed in him, and then he got her killed. Yeah.
Here's some fireworks.
The fireworks and the hand thing was quite cute. I thought.
Yeah. Why would you do the mini fireworks? Yeah, that was cute. Then he gets drunk because, as he says, he's hedonistic. And then they have, you know, like a full-on Nordic drunken singing party.
Yeah.
And then I said, Loki singing makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, you said that, but when I was watching it the first time, I was like, what the hell? What is going on? But the second time I watched it, I was like, wait, this is adorable, because he was just like, like just really happy singing and dancing, and it was just so cute. I was like, oh, I love Loki.
I think it was just this singing. I don't know. It's like, I feel like I don't know. Maybe because he doesn't have like if he like could have like sang I'm like, oh fuck, but he was just a dude singing. I don't know.
Just sorry, drunk singing.
Sorry, Tom Hiddleston, I love you, but don't do that again.
Yeah, and I have the rough translation of the lyrics. It says, in stormy black mountains, I wander alone. Across glaciers, I make my way. In the apple garden, stems in the end, waiting and singing, when are you coming home?
Well, that's sad. Why is that the song he went to when he was drunk? He's having a good time.
He's, I don't know, lamenting.
Yeah, he's like, my soul is barren, but he's like smiling and shit.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, before this drunk singing scene is when they talk about love and their relationships outside of this. And like you said, Loki's a bad partner. But what the hell is Sylvie talking about? She has a relationship with a postman.
That was a joke.
Oh, that was a joke?
Yeah, because he was like, do you have anyone waiting for you like after this? And she was like, yeah, like while I've been running from the TVA, I've managed to like have a stable relationship with the postman.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought it was a joke at first, but then I was like, maybe if it's not.
No.
But yeah, this is when Loki is confirmed by in that conversation.
About you? You're a prince. Must have been would-be princesses? Or perhaps another prince?
A bit of both. I suspect the same as you.
I guess they're both confirmed by, because he was like, you too, I guess, right?
Like, there's no way I could be straight in any timeline.
Yeah.
Oh, more to the singing. The singing. Okay. On the subtitles for the singing, it says in Asgardian, but you looked it up. It's Norwegian.
Yeah, the lyrics I found the translation of, they said that Asgardian language is Norwegian, And I said that kind of makes sense since New Asgard is in Norway. I guess there's always been kind of a connect between there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Loki is a Norse god. So
Yeah.
and but why would they say Asgardian when we know that on Asgard they speak Allspeak, aka English? Get it together, Marvel. Keep your story straight.
Because they wanted to show Loki singing in a different language.
Could have
But
brought back
yeah,
his speech.
I said that there was a callback to Thor 1, the first Thor movie, when he says another and then smashes his cup, because Thor does that in like a coffee shop in Thor 1.
Another! Another!
And I busted out laughing because I understood that reference.
I think Loki would have done that. Like Thor didn't know that was like not okay to do on Earth. I feel like Loki would have done that even if he knew it wasn't okay to do on Earth. I mean, I guess he should have known it's not okay to get drunk in the middle of a mission.
Yeah, that was very dumb of him.
Okay, so then they get into another fight.
Wait,
And I said, yeah, this.
wait. Before that,
Oh.
I liked Loki's "love is a dagger" speech, and I was like, yo, this is kind of making sense. Like, I'm here, it's making sense to me. And then they were like, nah, it's not working. And I said, oh well.
He said, "Fuck me then."
I was like, damn, this is deep as hell. No, okay.
And so he was like, "You moron! What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Okay, now we have the train fight scene. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So when he slaps the guy, I always think it's funny when people slap somebody in a fight. Like that's how it starts. And then I think he pulls out his daggers again because I wrote a note about daggers. But anyway, in medieval warfare, daggers were like meant to basically finish somebody off. So it's like you didn't like with swords and stuff, that wasn't really for, I mean, it was for killing, for combat or whatever. But it's like a dagger is like if you get up close to them, you know, cut their carotid artery, cut their femoral artery, stab them in the eye, kill them quick. But yeah, so guess Loki's into clean kills.
Interesting.
Also, this fight could have been avoided if Loki had just not gotten drunk.
Yeah, basically. I said that Sylvie uses her crown as a weapon, which Loki also did in Ragnarok, like when they were fighting on the bridge. Also,
Took it off and threw it
yeah,
at
he
somebody?
does. Huh?
What do you do? You took it off and threw it at somebody? I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, basically. He took it off and like hit someone and I think also threw it.
Yeah.
Also, you talking about his daggers, this man cannot aim. He was like, ugh. And it was like
Awful throw.
like
Blame that on the alcohol, Loki. Give you a pass.
and then I also said the way that they tossed him out the window. It was like, wee.
And they said, all right then. Goodbye.
And then I also said every time he falls on the ground, he does that look, like look up, like when he was like, I've been falling for 30 minutes, look. So I think that's really funny. We're building up some memes of him falling like that 3 times now, because he did that in the second episode as well.
Mm-hmm. And then Sylvie, what did she do? Follow him out or
Yeah, she
jumps out?
she dives out the window.
Okay. So yeah, so then he pulls out the time map, motherfucker. It's broken. And I'm like, oh, so I guess God of Mischief just equates to God of fucking everything up. Because all of Sylvie's plans, he's just ruined.
He's the god of fuckery. Yeah. And then Sylvie calls him hedonistic, which is basically means he's just self-indulgent and doesn't care about anyone else but himself. And yeah.
Sylvie corrects him. She's like, no, I'm hedonistic. You're a dumbass. Well, she doesn't say that, but she like basically
what she said. She said, but even I know when to put that aside a little bit for an important mission. But yeah, and I also said her meltdown with like her powers shooting out her hand, like when she's like overcome with emotion, reminded me of Wanda again. just because anytime Wanda has an emotional breakdown, her powers are like, woo.
Yeah. And then lives get ruined. Sylvie has a much better handle on her powers than Wanda does, so that's good. Then we get kidnapping confirmed because back to C20.
Yeah, so Sylvie confirms that all the variants, not all the variants, all the TVA agents are variants, which is what I said last episode, so yay me. And I also said that she says that her like C20's memories are from hundreds of years ago.
Like
And
something
I was
like
like,
that.
but I was like, her memories seem to be our present, like you said earlier. So I'm like, where the hell is Sylvie from? Like, what time period is she from?
Right. Like, does she even know, or is she like, what's her relative spot? You know, if
Or
she's
maybe,
hopping around.
yeah, maybe it's because she's been traveling all around. So it's like she's been to like 4,000 whatever, and like
Yeah.
she's from 2,000. So it makes sense. Yeah.
And then we get some more action sequences, and I just said Tom Hiddleston to me is not believable in action sequences. I'm so sorry. It's kind of like the sprinting thing. Like he just looks awkward and like I don't know. He just seems so like in interviews he's all like, I don't know. He's like a soft boy. He's like a soft art boy.
Okay. I hear you. Yeah.
I could see him doing like if he did more like dagger stabby stuff. I'd be
hmm
like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Loki's not like a combat type.
Yeah, like
Can't
punching,
stand
kicking
combat.
stuff. I'm like, no. I can see Sylvie doing it because she's like obviously like more compact and like stuff. So
More badass.
yeah.
But yeah, so this is when they arrive in this is when they arrive in the main city, to try to get to the Ark. And when they were first standing there, Loki's like, "Oh my god, they're gonna let all these people die." And I was like, "Bitch, did you forget everyone's gonna die? Like, why do you care?
You didn't
Let's
say
get."
that about all those people outside the train.
But yeah, and then I just said the long shot of them running to the Ark was dope as hell.
And then the bitch got blued up.
And then that bitch got bloated it up.
Also, here's something we need to talk about. Does Loki have telekinesis? Because what the fuck?
Okay. Yeah, I said Loki stopped the building from falling, and it was kind of hot. And then people thought he was using the time stone that he had picked up earlier in episode 1, but he put that back down, first of all. Second of all, that time stone would only work if it came from the exact timeline. Like, if they went to the exact timeline that they had taken it from. And I said, there's no chance that Lamentis 1 is the exact timeline that time stone came from. And why wouldn't he use it on anything else?
Yeah, and also he grabbed that thing from the rocks cart, like from the shelf. Like he like whittled it into his hand or whatever. And so I'm like, and they never explain that either. And I'm like, so we're just supposed to be cool with him having telekinesis? Is this going to be explained?
Yeah,
If he has telekinesis, he should
I'm
be
trying
using
to
it a lot
think if
more.
he's ever used that in any other movie, and I don't think he has.
No. And I'm like, hold on, because like what you're telling me is cemented telekinesis and he can lift buildings with it. Then why is he ever in a fight? Just throw them all to the ground, you know, with your brain powers.
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna explain that, but
They won't. They're just gonna be like,
they're gonna be like, accept it, and we are gonna accept it.
Tom Hiddleston probably has an explanation because I know he's very like into the character and like we'll talk about him for like hours or whatever. So Tom Hiddleston probably has an explanation, and he's the executive producer. So maybe they might explain it. They might explain it. If he doesn't, everyone tweet at him until he does.
He's not very active on social media for reasons of people being dumbasses on the internet. But I said right before they get to the Ark, when they're fighting, their movements are mirroring each other, so they're like using like the same moves, and then they both like do a leg sweep, but like on the opposite sides, and I thought that was really cute.
Love siblings.
My favorite twins.
Also, y'all need to stop shipping Loki with Mobius also.
No.
Mobius deserves better than Loki's bitch ass. I'm
Someone
so
said, what if Mobius comes from a timeline where he has a wife and kids? I'm gonna be mad. I'm
yeah,
gonna be mad. But people on Twitter were like, they're gonna be mad.
he's clearly a dad from the 90s who's just trying to have a good time, wants to save up to buy a jet ski, and y'all want him to shack up with a megalomaniac who can't hold his liquor. Y'all need to stop.
Yeah, that's valid. Also, call back to last episode. I guess the other analyst in Renslayer's office is really just Mobius, and they just keep wiping his memory, probably.
Wait, that confirmed. Oh yeah, theory. Yeah, that's sad. But
Yeah, theory. Because I feel like if someone's like starts questioning like wait, what is all this? They're probably like, psych. You're a
just Men in
teenager.
Black them or in
Yeah.
WandaVision them be like whenever Vision would wake up and Wanda would be like, oh, cut the scene.
Roll the credits on.
Roll credits on that bitch.
But yeah, and then I said this shit really ended with the arc being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They really were just standing there and they said, phew. And then she just Sylvie walked away. She was like, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm out here.
He's like, I tried. I tried. And then another version of me.
Yeah.
I fucked it up. I tried and I fucked it up, but not really me. I fucked it up. Anyway.
Like you said, this episode really just it just ended like at a point you didn't expect it to. Like I also was like, okay, what's next? I was like, okay, they're gonna make it, and then it just ended, and I was like,
what's the conceivable? So either the TVA has to come get them, right?
mm-hmm.
Like they have to get rearrested, and that's how they get out.
Yeah, I mean, in like clips, trailer clips and stuff, there's footage of like Sylvie being arrested again and stuff. So we know they're gonna get out. They're not gonna die. I mean, there's 3 episodes left. We're gonna see young Sylvie at some point. We're gonna see.
No, they die, and then like other variants of them are doing the same thing.
Okay. Damn. But yeah, in the credits, there's like some pictures of them that seem to be like this episode. So the TVA is probably still watching them, like definitely. And they're
Yeah, I
probably
think
gonna
next episode.
like, y'all tried that. Get your ass back here.
Yeah, good job, idiots. You failed. So next episode, we're probably gonna get that shot where bitches were like, "Oh, is that Black Widow? Are they on Vormir? Or did that happen this episode?"
I think that might have just been a cut shot from this episode because it seemed like it was just like a meteor shower, and it looked like that part like after she had her meltdown and they were sitting together and he was like kind of comforting her. It kind of looked like that, but that could also be next episode. Like that could be like after the art got destroyed, she walked away and then he follows her eventually, and they're just sitting waiting for the time to come when a meteor or the planet completely crashes and
Yeah. I'm trying to look for that shot because I was like, while we were watching, I was keeping an eye out for that shot.
Yeah. I don't think it was in this episode.
I mean, I also could have just missed it. Oopsie. Anyway, I next episode. And then if I'm wrong, that means I just don't have eyes. So
yeah.
Right. That's all I got for this episode. I have no clue where this is going. I mean, it's going to Multiverse of Madness, but like, how exactly?
Yeah, that was also where my notes ended. So yay! I said this is my favorite episode, though. I think this is my favorite episode, like so far.
Mm-hmm.
I just love like their dynamic together. They're like really funny together. Like I said, I like watching Sylvie fight. I don't ship them romantically or anything. The cinematography this episode, I cannot talk about it enough. It was just really good.
It's probably my second favorite. I really like, for some reason, that grocery store in the future, just because, I don't know. I'm like, that could happen. It's just so weird to me that
the whole Alabama could very much be taken out by a hurricane.
Yeah, and then the corporate town. I just think it's a really interesting concept.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I think all the
And then
episodes so far have been very solid. It's been a very
Mhm.
solid show. Even though the first
I also like-
episode was like Loki's greatest hits, it was still really good. So yeah,
So
I'm
got
really enjoying
the
Loki so far. I'm sad it's only
Yeah.
6 episodes. But you know, we're gonna be getting the Black Widow movie like right when this ends. So or do they overlap
Yeah.
a little bit? I think they overlap actually.
I'm so excited for the Black Widow movie, guys.
No, you're not. every clip that comes out, you're like, this looks so boring.
I'm gonna see it because support women or whatever.
Mhm.
But I just want to see Shang-Chi.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't. I just want to see Shang-Chi Multiverse of Madness. Here's my shirt today.
Not you
Black
should.
Widow's on it.
Oh, I like
Here's-
that. I need more Marvel shirts, more general Marvel shirts. Here's my shirt today. When this video comes out, I think it'll be the last day of Pride Month. So happy Pride to all who celebrate. Happy Pride to Loki.
Pride.
Happy Pride to Loki. And happy Pride to me. Yeah, I think that's all for today.
All right. See y'all later.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, fuck.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music. All episodes are up now.
Apple
We're caught up.
Podcast. Asterisk. Apple Podcasts.
I caught up. Thank you. All episodes are now in audio form. So once again, if you want to miss out on seeing my cool bedroom, all the pictures and clips we put in the videos, and Cameron being our corporate overlord, go to the audio version.
All right.
Adios.